here are the steps to have a cheap party or event on a budget. Step number 1, invite the guests. I invited 24 people and 21 showed up. Less people usually show up than expected, so don't be surprised by that. You can reach out to guests in many ways, including inviting them through Facebook, text, phone, or in person. You do not have to buy invitations. Step number 2, pick the location. If you are looking for a free location, you may want to look to your church. Churches usually have gathering areas where they will already have tables and chairs. So if your church allows this type of thing, it's worth looking into. Local parks usually have free picnic tables and grilling stations. You can choose this option if the weather is nice. Your place of employment might allow you to have a party in their space. Simply ask. One of my friends had their party in a barber shop and it worked out great. You can also use the home of a relative if they are blessed with a large home. Maybe one of your friends has a cabin that you can borrow. Or if your home is big enough, you can adjust the space to fit the needs of the party. Make sure you have enough seating, including chairs and tables. You'll also want to have a table for gifts, a buffet table for food and drinks, and probably a table for games. Now let's get off topic for a minute and talk about shoes. I don't like shoes being worn indoors because I don't like dirt or germs. So when I asked guests to kindly remove their shoes, a few people were surprised by this, which actually surprised me since I know a lot of people who don't wear shoes indoors. I was asked why they had to take their shoes off. I said because of germs. Plus, I just shampooed the carpets. Some people would rather go home than to take their shoes off.
Goodbye.
So it's good I had boot covers. You can always make a joke of it and tie plastic bags around their feet. Don't worry, a real good friend will put up with a few quirks if they really love you. Moving on to step number 3, music. It's been said that music is a very important feature to have for a party. So I created a YouTube music mix that I played over my computer speakers during the party. I'll share that link in the video description. It might save a bunch of you a lot of time. I tried to keep the music fairly clean for all age groups. You can play the music from your laptop, phone, computer, or touchpad. Keep the sound at a medium level so that people don't have to yell to hear each other when mingling. Step number 4, food and beverages. A major expense to a party is usually food. Food gives everyone something to do. It's extremely important. In fact, it's one of my favorite things to do on earth. Eat. You can have everyone bring a dish to the party. That always works out well. That way everybody chips into the workload and gives what they can. Or if you don't want to ask people to bring food and you can't afford food, you can get food from your local Salvation Army, local churches, and homeless shelters. Some guests will only eat meat, so hot dogs are a good option if you're sticking to a budget. You can even slice the hot dogs to get all fancy and add seasoning. I had hot dog buns, but nobody ate them. I had 3 types of ice cream, but forgot to bring it out since there was so much other food and cake. Some guests can't eat gluten, so it's good to have salad as an option. Skip the croutons, of course. I used Panera gift cards to provide fancy salad. I earned the gift cards through my credit card spending. Then I bought Caesar salads as another option. Walmart had the best price on the Caesar salads, but I was in a hurry, unfortunately, and paid double the price at our local grocer, so make sure you have time to shop around. If you plan to do mac and cheese, I suggest you make your own. I paid $22 for what they called 2 large containers of mac and cheese from Panera Bread. But when I picked them up, they were very small containers and went so quickly at the party. This was a poor way to use my credit card rewards. But I literally work 112 to 120 hours per week, which leaves about 0 time for cooking. My nephew was gracious enough to cook the hot dogs during the party. A big thank you to him. Now let's talk about cake. Poke cake is a big hit. It's a cold cake that you poke holes in with a fork and pour Jello over the top of it. Then you spread whipped cream on top, and I like to add blueberries and strawberries to make it look like an American flag each 4th of July. The recipe is in the description box, along with the list of food that I used for my party. Finger sandwiches go quickly. Just get some bread, lunch meat, cheese, lettuce, and dressing. Put it together for a quick snack. As for drinks, you can cheaply mix your own lemonade and brew your own tea. Provide spring water or filtered water, or you can purchase drinks on sale. The sugar-free Coke that I bought did not go over well. In fact, I don't think anyone opened it. They liked the iced tea and Sprite the most, followed by water and Pepsi. I had a Keurig machine available, and a local tattoo shop called Body Mods donated K-Cups for the party. Thank you so much. However, I didn't know that people don't drink coffee after 6:30 p.m. The only people who consumed coffee were my dad and I. By the way, we slept like babies, so the rule about drinking caffeine late at night does not apply to us. I saved my complimentary coffee cups from past hotel stays, and that sure came in handy for the Keurig machine. Step number 5. Cups, plates, silverware, and napkins. If you have your own dishes, you can use them, but it will be a lot of cleanup. The Dollar Tree is rather expensive for these items. I would just buy bulk at Walmart or Sam's Club. For napkins, I took them from Panera Bread, since that is where I purchased a bunch of the food for this party. I bought more plates than I needed, but then forgot that people throw their plates out before they eat their cake. So be sure to buy more than double the plates needed. Also, keep a permanent marker on hand to label paper or plastic cups with names, or people will use more than one cup. Step number 6. Candles and lighting. The best price on birthday candles I found was at Five Below. I usually buy nice candles and reuse them. However, somebody threw them out. That was a bit saddening, but I got over it in about 1 minute. Mood lighting, let's talk about that. If your party is indoors, you may wish to use special light bulbs, party lights, and or LED strip lighting. Ambiance adds to the entire mood of a party. Now, outdoor parties could have tiki torches or hanging string lights. Sparklers are a fun thing to have outdoors. I just don't think I'd go quite as far as these guys went. Step number 7, games and activities. You can get a ping pong set that will attach to pretty much any table for fairly cheap. That was a hit. Playing cards and Uno cards are a fun thing to lay around at the party. Somebody is bound to pick them up. Most people just like to mingle though. I spent roughly $16 at Five Below for games. 2 of the games were not even opened, so I will be returning them. The only game they tried out was a Velcro throwing axe game, kind of like darts with a bullseye, but it honestly was very cheaply made and only lasted for about 3 minutes until it was pretty much considered lame. So stay with tried and true games like Jenga, Twister, Uno, and cards. I had Checkers and Candyland set out as well as Dominoes. Nobody played them even though they play them at other times in their lives, so maybe it's not a party thing. But you never know what people will like, so set out any games you might have. Apples to Apples or Pictionary would also be a good option. You can find many of these games at thrifty second-hand shops for cheap or at yard sales. For a simple birthday party, games honestly could be skipped. Birthdays are mostly about mingling, cake, gifts, and ice cream. Pizza is a bonus. Be ready for guests to leave fairly quickly if you don't have food, internet, cable TV, or games. Netflix is a good thing to have if you plan to have a long party. If you own a keyboard or piano, let people have access to it. They are fun to play around on. You can set up a selfie station by hanging gift wrap on the wall and picking up a selfie prop selection at your local dollar store. It should cost less than $2, a big bang for the buck. Big bouncy balls and hula hoops are also fun. You can find them at dollar stores. Ideally, I wanted arcade games and a jukebox at the party, but that didn't work out so well this time. If you have a video game system, have that available for guests to play around on if you desire. Step number 8, decorations. I got my decorations at the Dollar Tree for a little over $6. I purchased 3 tablecloths, a large wall banner, and a pop-up happy birthday sign to make the biggest impact for the smallest amount of money. Honestly, I didn't have time to blow up balloons, so I skipped that aspect. You can even make your own birthday decorations if you want. I saved everything for a future party except for 2 tablecloths, since some of the older guests poked holes through it. Step number 9, gifts. I bought greeting cards for 50 cents a piece at the Dollar Tree. I got the same kind for everyone as a joke, but everybody opened their stuff separately, and so they didn't even get the joke. Normally I make my own cards, but I ran short on time. Most people have everything they need these days, so people give money or gift cards. I tried to make something special, but even so, you take a risk that the person won't like it. So money gifts are usually the way to go. If you put your grocery spending on a credit card, you can build up enough rewards points to be able to get free gift cards to give away for gifts. Sometimes gift cards are more thoughtful, but sometimes the people never use them. And be sure to save your tissue paper, gift bags, and bows. Gently peel any tape off. Waste not, want not. Step number 10, karaoke. I purchased a used karaoke machine and discs on eBay. It was a lot of fun, to tell you the truth. However, as soon as the singing began, the older crowd left. They assured me that it was just getting late, but I kind of don't believe it. So when you're ready to wrap up a party, simply pull out that old karaoke machine and you'll find people scrambling out the door. The only people left at the party after we started singing were teenagers and my peers. My twin sister and I have already been invited to sing at the end of another birthday party in order to get people to leave. It must be our new thing. In closing, always remember the cheapest party you can have is no party at all. According to Google Trends, more people are interested in saving money than actually having a party. Some people don't even want a party for themselves. I'd say the 4 people I had a birthday party for this time didn't even want one. It was a lot of work for me. I heard a lot of complaining from things such as, it's too expensive to bring gifts. For 4 people. Is this all the food selection there is? Even though I had tons of leftovers and had to send food home with people. And even though I had over 30 varieties of food to choose from. You might also hear things like, it's too cold, even though it's summertime, because every body is different, so be prepared with blankets or fans if needed. The temperature of a place feels different to each person. Then of course you might hear, why do we have to take our shoes off? People also snoop around, so if you're a private person, it's best not to have a party in your place. I've been stolen from in the past when I've hosted parties, but I think that's fairly uncommon. And I guess they needed the stuff more than me. Then of course some people are never happy with their gifts. So yeah, if your feelings are sensitive, maybe just avoid a party altogether. But if you're feeling adventurous and just feel like you need to have a party, then I hope this video helped you out. Don't forget to subscribe and click like for more great videos. Thanks for watching the Classy Cheapskate.